listening to the Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast. Brought to you by Real Geese Decoys, the most technological advanced silhouette decoys on the market. And Vortex Canada, the force of optics.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Union 0430. This is episode 56. We'll get into why we're a week late, but thanks to our good friends from Vortex Canada for sending us a nice little care package this week. You could see Mark with his new binos, and he's been having fun, and everybody is wearing something Vortex tonight. So thanks so much to Vortex Canada for coming on and sharing the spotlight with Real Geese, our original sponsor. But here we are, episode 56. No guest tonight. A lot of moving parts with our guest that was scheduled. So it's just the four of us, and Ryan's like fucking playing darts or something. So I don't understand that, but whatever. He's playing darts. He's going to miss out. We've got Phil just outside Oshawa, Dave up in Kincardine, Mark outside the nation's capital, and I'm just outside of Kingston. And here we are, just the four of us. So, fellas, I wanted to start this off with something I seen today, and I got to read it off my phone because it was pretty good. So, you know what?
Does it involve douchebaggery?
No, well, kind of, I guess. It's more geared towards the anti-hunters. So, I did not know this, but I've read it today that in the late 1800s, the early 1900s, there was a dangerously low level of the wood duck population. From 1914 to 1951, there was an actual moratorium on. And then now today, so the moratorium extinction level numbers was what they were worried about. So no more of those beautiful wood ducks. So today we have over 3 million estimated 3 million breeding pairs. And do you know who to thank for that?
Us.
Hunters. That's right. It is. And it was at this time that whichever state it was in, it was at this time that state started charging fees in order to hunt. And then that money went back into research and into the science world and all of that stuff. And all that money kept getting generated around for habitat and research and making sure, we weren't going to eradicate this species of bird, and probably one of the nicest ducks that we hunt. So a little something for you to throw out to your anti-hunter friends that call us barbaric, and there's no point to it, because we are the biggest environmental, environmental conservationists. Yeah, environmentalist is not the right term to use for us, but we are the biggest conservationists. And we pile so much money into the research and everything. So a little ammo for you for when you have some discussions with some anti-hunters, or so be it. Anyways, boom, boom, boom. The more you know. I wish I could put that graphic just go across the screen now. The more with you know. With the rainbow behind you. Yeah, with the rainbow. That's right. So,
I think Dave's frozen.
Nope.
No,
he's like a ninja.
Yeah. Right.
Stealthy like a ninja. He's trying. You know what? He's frightened of that fucking cat that's behind him.
I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm watching. I'm like, Dave hasn't fucking blinked in like 3 minutes. Hasn't moved.
I wish I could remember the line from that Guardians of the Galaxy, where the great big guy, he's just like, I'm just very good at staying still. So good, you can't even see me, or whatever the fuck he says.
Drax.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Drax.
No.
Batista.
Yeah, I'm in the process. Me and Kate are in the process of watching all the Marvel movies now in the proper sequence.
That's a good go, man.
Yeah, so we're just started.
Back at the beginning of COVID.
Oh yeah.
To have Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's why we got Disney Plus. So, anyways, we're getting off fucking topic. Nobody wants to hear about Marvel on this. I did want to take this opportunity though to let the listeners know, especially the people that are in Ontario, and it's open to anybody really if you're willing to travel, but mostly for the people in Ontario. Excuse me. We're starting to look at our hunting camps that we've traditionally always did every year. We did a couple of them. Last year we didn't, just because of COVID, and there were so many restrictions, and it just wasn't safe, I guess. And there was a lot of unknowns, but with everything opening up now. Yeah, Phil?
I'll tell you, the one in 2019 was pretty kick-ass.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was a good camp. And there was bird dog there.
And there was. And I have faith that there's going to be bird dog at the camps this fall too, because I think that the border is going to be open for us. I do believe it. But anyway, so right now we're planning 2 camps. Location to be released at a later date, but there's going to be one camp that's open for anybody. And then the second camp is going to be a veterans only, veterans, first responders, law enforcement, that sort of deal. So that'll be a separate, and they'll be happening at 2 different guides. So yeah, so keep your eyes peeled on our social media for that, because it's a chance to get out and meet some new people in the hunting world. We have a pretty good group of people that generally come back around. But Philly,
is Dave going to be cooking at the first responders one?
Well, it's sort of like you got to work with what people know, right? Like you employ people to their strongest ability.
Well, in fairness, I think firefighters employ chefs.
Oh, do they really? Well, Dave's department is strictly volunteer based, right? So they can't hire a chef.
Oh, so they just do takeout.
Or maybe that's what's holding Dave back right. Maybe your cooking skills is what's holding you back right now, Dave. He's just soaking it all in, not saying a goddamn word, is he?
Still a recruit. You know why they invented firefighters, right?
Oh, this should be good.
Because police needed heroes too.
Mm-hmm. Bam. That's a good one. But anyways, maybe Dave will be.
I like to cook, and I'm actually half decent at it. I mean, I don't post all my stuff, but yeah, I'll cook some stuff. I'll cook some stuff.
You're no Steve Horst.
Well, I could give him a run. I don't like to mix it up so much, but I like to. Yeah, let's do a cook-off. Steve Horst.
First respond camp, I think Steve should come.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we should totally do a cook-off.
Yeah.
Like a chili cook-off. Like on The Simpsons.
Oh, I don't like to do chili.
A chili cook-off where you got to have like radioactive. You got to come in with the.
Now the radioactive jokes, because I work at a fucking nuclear plant too. We'll be talking about a bird going yes all the time.
Don't talk about your replacement like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve Horst, the gauntlet has been laid out. You have been slapped with the gauntlet. Cook and we, so Ryan, Mark, Phil, and myself will decide which meat will be used.
Ooh. I would be partial to bear because I've never had it.
I've never eaten bear either.
I have. It's good in chili.
You got to find something that we can get in bulk for everybody.
Yeah.
And
lots of bears.
You know what?
There's lots of bears.
Yeah, lots of bears. A few bears. Bears.
The bears.
The bears.
But yeah, it's got to be something that both of them can get and have enough of for everybody. So,
or someone else provides it.
Well, at the rate things are going, there'll be a coyote available from my fucking street.
Really?
Yeah, we got a coyote. been causing problems around here. Bit a fucking kid the other day.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that gotta
bit,
go.
Bit a kid, and like all these people are like, and like they've actually nicknamed the fucker Limpy because he's got a limp.
Yeah, he's gonna have more.
Yes.
People are like, fucking, oh, we gotta like save Limpy, and if you see him, call like Coyotes Ontario. We're trying to help him. And then this one guy's like, the only thing that fucking thing needs is a 223.
Yeah.
Like
big time. So yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys know him, but he's a local guy. He was a big time bird hunter around here for a couple of years. His name is Corey Stanton. Anyways, he swung by yesterday and was chatting with him, and he's gotten into, and this is the play onto that Coyote story. So he's gotten into like a hobby farm where he's raising chickens, and he's like selling fertilized eggs, and it's a pretty big operation what he's got going on, right? And he's got these funky fucking breeds of chickens that apparently people want. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Fuck, he's here yesterday and he's telling me all about this, right? And everything that's involved, and he's shipping eggs like out to BC and everywhere, right? So a predator got into killed all of his fucking chickens last night. Can you imagine?
kill that cocksucker.
Oh yeah. That guy died.
Yeah.
DED dead.
Yeah. Probably a fox.
Or a weasel, I would think.
Yeah, see, if not a fox, it'd be like a weasel or one of those little fur-bearing type mammals.
Mammals. Cool. So I am this weekend putting in millet into my duck pond. And the reason why I bring this up is because I'm hoping that somebody that's listening, so my duck pond is pretty much dry right now. All the water is out of it. And I'm going to throw the millet down and let it get squared away all summer. And then it should be growing by the time the fall comes and when that pond floods out. And I'm hoping that someone that's listening will either send me a private message or comment wherever you're watching this from, and just let me know if you've had any success and what you've done to ensure the success of your millet.
I've actually done what you're talking about. Like years ago, I did just like a broadcast seeding around the pond, and it like fucking boomed. But
like a hand spreader?
No, just stuck my hand in the bag and just
really
threw it willy-nilly. Now your pond,
your
pond, Damon. Is there a way that you can can you walk on it or
no?
No. I'm gonna say if you could find a way to scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Like with a lot of guys drag a harrow, or if it's something small, you just do it with like a fucking rake or something.
Yeah.
But if you can scratch that surface
and let it
and then broadcast seed.
Yeah.
When it pisses rain, a lot of that scratch surface will settle on the seeds, and you get obviously good seed to soil contact to help germinate the plant.
This episode is brought to you by the word germinate.
So Corey, with those fucking eggs germinating.
I think that's incubating.
Some of my favorite things on those YouTube videos where you see guys like Tony Vandemore when he's hunting his like half cornfields or doing stuff like that, or even doing their field management, and then you read the comments and there's people like, this should be illegal, that's you're basically baiting the birds, and like people just go nuts on that stuff.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, people go crazy about how, because like down in the States especially, you could see some of the guys that have like where they're from, this isn't allowed, but it's allowed here. And even the comments about roboducks, like some guys, they're not allowed to use them. So it's like, oh, if you can't use a jerk rig, why do you have anything at all? And like, there's just always negativity in those comment sections.
There's no difference in doing food plots for waterfowl than there is for deer.
Exactly.
But there's some places
you can bring water to food, but you can't bring food to water.
That argument is an endless rabbit hole as well, Dave.
Oh yeah.
You can keep going down. Like I said, you want to really get down to it, you should be using your bare hands and your teeth, because that's what we keep.
Yeah.
So that's where that argument ends.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to get down to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Everything is an advantage. That's what makes us human. We use an advantage. That's how
Yeah.
we survive. So
Opposable thumbs.
fuck everyone else.
Yeah. Karen.
And if it ain't Karen, it's Kyle.
This is other news. This is a good episode because we'll get a bunch of news out that we normally don't get out on the episodes because we have guests. I'm hoping that next week we'll be able to showcase some new clothing products, some branded clothing products. Hopefully this at the beginning of next week. So what's that? Somewhere around the 16th of July, somewhere in around there. Or the 14th, something like that. Hopefully we'll have some new items. I know and I'm sorry because I've been dragging my ass on this, really trying to find someone that can do it and make sure that you're not getting ripped off and I'm not getting ripped off. So hopefully mid next week, there should be some pictures up of some new products and you'll be able to order them. I know you've been waiting patiently and we've been working on it. It's just trying to find someone to do it is not easy. So that's that. What else do I have for news? Philly, dog training. When is Luther Marsh? So for anybody that's listening now, the last year, dog trials, hunt tests, working certificates, all those testing at your local kennel club, that was all put on hold because of COVID. But it seems like everything is ramping up right now. So for me, trying to get Lander in to get her junior hunt tests has been darn near impossible because soon as a kennel announces that they're running a test, it's like full. And I think they take like 30 dogs. That's the limit. And it's full just like that.
It varies on, like, I only run HRC tests.
Yep.
So it varies on the flights. Like Luther Marsh, they are running August 14th and 15th of this year.
Yeah.
Which is roughly their standard date. Like it's actually like laid out through the calendar year. Like if you like numbered weekends 1 through 52, like your weekend's the same weekend every year. Like,
oh yeah,
Lake Ontario is usually the last weekend in May, first weekend in June, right around in there.
Okay.
When Kingston was still running, they were the next weekend. Georgian Bay is always Labor Day weekend, and so forth. So yesterday, today's like show's getting aired Monday, but today's really fucking Wednesday. So yesterday the premium got posted for Luther. My check was in the mail today. So
your
generally
check. Explain.
I gotta pay to run the dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I mailed the check.
Check.
You're right on it, and it's worth money.
So people still do that.
Yeah. So we run flights started season finished. Usually a flight is 25 dogs.
Yeah.
But for this test, their capping started at 30, seasoned at 40, and then finished at 50. So finish will be 2 flights of 25 dogs. Finish is the one that always fills up the most.
Yeah.
I'm running Zeus in seasoned. I wanted to do finished, but I haven't nearly put the time into them. So we're going to try our hand at seasoned.
Yeah.
I looked at the premium yesterday when it got posted and saw that Jerry Wickens is my judge. And for the love of Christ, I have yet to pass under Jerry Wickens.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Like Jerry is a fucking amazing guy. I've sat and crushed many a pints with this man on a tailgate talking dogs. He's a phenomenal guy. He runs an amazing test. Like he's one of those like tough but fair.
Yep.
So he's an amazing judge. And honestly, the couple times that I have failed under Jerry, it's been at my own demise, basically. So I'm looking forward to running and see what the fuck happens this time. So
if you don't mind me asking, what caused you to fail? I don't want to dig up any hard feelings or nothing, but.
Oh no, dude, this is dog training. fuck. So the last time I ran in Ohio, which would have been like, fuck, 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I finished in Ohio, and our second day, normally they run land in the morning and then water in the afternoon because it's hotter in the afternoon, so they do the water then.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, we ran water first thing in the morning on the Sunday. I titled on the Saturday.
Okay.
So that was awesome. And then I finished again on the Sunday, and it was fucking cast refusal. Dog goes out. It was like water, land. And he got up onto this island. And then when he got onto the island, fucking boom, he was gone, disappeared. Yeah. And so I kind of lost him. And I'm legit looking for grass moving to see where the fuck my dog is. And he was just dicking around. And then I had to give him the comeback whistle a couple times, and he was just dicking around too much. And Jerry's like, rope your dog. Thank you for your donation to the HRC. Fuck. Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah.
And then I failed Zeus too. I failed Thor as well in seasoned.
Okay.
I think it might have been seasoned.
So what's the difference between the HRC and the CKC?
HRC, you actually handle the gun.
Okay.
Like we actually use 870s. Acceptance started.
They supply the gun for you?
Yeah, club supplies a gun.
Okay.
But yeah, like in HRC, you got to be camo head to toe.
Mm-hmm.
You actually handle an 870. You're shooting poppers,
okay.
And all the birds are thrown by wingers, and there's no sound out on the playing field.
Right.
Whereas I've never run CKC, so I don't know the whole schematics.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think like you're handling like a wooden gun.
No, I don't think you're handling anything firearms. So you have your dog heeled at your side.
I thought they used like a wooden fake gun.
I don't think so.
Then there's like a bang, like where they throw the bird out in the field. They make a bang or something.
Yeah. I think you're right there, but I didn't know if you handled a wooden gun. Either way, that makes no sense to me. Anyways, I should know more because I'm taking Lander up to Lanark on the weekend and putting her in. It's a
Lanark.
Yeah. So it's a mock one. Sorry, Dave, go for it.
No, so I'm not in the dog breeding, dog training world. How long did they not run these tests for? A year?
I think a year, yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing last year.
Will this have any impact on puppy breedings and buying kind of
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because and so from what I know, and Phil probably knows a lot more, but from what I know, most serious dog purchasers, well, that's what they're looking for, right? So they're looking for the bitch and the sire to have titles.
Yep.
So as long as they have some titles, then someone's going to buy that litter.
Yep.
If dog didn't get any titles last year, but let's say the bitch didn't get any titles last year, but the sire did, I think it's still there'll probably still be a win-win. Maybe they can't charge top dollar for the pups. I don't know. What do you think, Phil?
Do you think that they would actually breed them without the title?
Oh yeah, they would if there's a demand for it. But again,
like there's always that market for the people that don't care about papers, don't care about title, like all that bullshit, right? There is the market for that. And like those people that like they're always going to be around. Like they don't believe in some of this shit. They just want a dog to go pick up chickens and come back.
Yeah,
that's all they want, right?
So if someone was looking for a dog and they saw, I'm just trying to think of stuff to help people out, right? Yeah. If someone was on Kijiji and they saw that,
there's the mistake.
I'm just trying to. I don't know where would you go on for a dog, right? Kijiji market.
Yeah.
Anyway, if they saw something like an ad for puppies and it said like not hunt test certified yet because they didn't run them last year, is that something that should run a red flag or do more research into the entire kennel? And how would they go about doing that research?
Well, I think the onus, so you need to do, even if it has some titles, you still need to look into the kennel. But if I would say that if I read an ad and someone said, listen, the dogs aren't titled, they would have been titled if last year would have been a go on testing, then that right there tells me that they're a little bit more serious of a dog breeder, because they're in that, they're in that world of dog training. And I'm not saying that only good dogs are the ones that are doing these tests and stuff. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm talking about is the serious, and Phil, you know it, like, and you guys do too, because you've seen it on Facebook when people have put litters up for sale, and there's a list, and first thing, where's the pedigree? I want to see the pedigree before I even, so, and now people they know this is what they want, so they put the pedigree up right away. So even if one of them or even both of them, even if they aren't titled, if they're titled on both sides, their parents, the chances are they've got some pretty good genes. But then I would hazard to say that the breeder can't charge premium dollar for non-titled dogs. I would think so.
And honestly, the only thing that a serious breeder could do is for the lack of better term, they can put their money where their mouth is and have an open house and say, hey, look, this is where I'm going to be at this date and time. I'll be running my dogs. If you wish to come see my dogs run, you're more than, make an appointment, whatever, come on out.
Yeah.
And you for the most part, us that are in the test game and stuff, when we're training, we just run mock tests over and over and over. It's all we do is run mock tests. And in those mock tests, and obviously we introduce some concepts of stuff like angle entries and all this other jazz. But these people come out and say, look, this is a finished test as per the finished guidelines in the HRC or a master test, whatever, and watch the dog run. Dog smashes this test. Obviously, they have their shit together and could pass that test with flying colors. But due to the lack of testing, here's the predicament. And and in good faith, they can charge maybe a slightly lesser premium for said puppy.
You know what? We should have had the best there is, the best there was, or the best there ever will be.
Matty fucking Wilson.
Matty Wilson.
Flowing locks and all.
And had him on and asked him, because, Matt, when it comes to the testing world, obviously he's pretty knowledgeable, but and he may have a different insight into this. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Matt the Hitman Wilson. That's what we'll call him from now on. Mark,
and
you're
another thing
before we go, Dave. Yeah.
I just want to mention with dogs, make sure, I'm not going to name whose post it was unless you guys want to bring it up, but make sure your dogs have their Lyme disease prevention going on and stuff like that. Some very serious stuff happened in the last little while. So,
I never seen it.
Yeah.
But I will bring up this point.
That the one Ryan put up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
And I'm not, this isn't actually, yeah, I don't give a fuck. If this insults you, then good, because it should insult you and you should feel shame and go to the penalty box for it. Listen, if you have spent the time and money to buy a dog, train it for hunting, and as soon as a flock of birds come in and that dog has broken and is out before, and is almost to the birds when you're shooting, you have failed. You have failed as an owner and you failed as a trainer. Because that video, that dog almost caught live geese. It was out that early.
The dog was more than 5 yards from those geese when the boys were shooting.
And that's what I mean, right? The dog, the geese were down. The dog was almost to the geese. The geese flew up, and then the boys started shooting.
The guy called the shot when the dog was almost at the geese. He called it then.
You could see the dog and the birds. Birds jumped up. Boys shooting. Those birds were within 15 feet of that dog.
It's one thing to watch these YouTube videos where the guy's hunting and the dog breaks once throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, and they might not shoot or whatever. But this one was clearly like those birds landed on the ground. The dog was running at them. 5 yards away, they go, birds start lifting up and take them, boys. It's like, whoa.
But if you watch the whole video, they did that more than once.
Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't a
That's how they hunt with that dog.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna lie, my dog is broke.
Yeah. I'm not saying they don't, but
they will break.
All
But you don't
dogs break.
shoot.
No. All
But if
dogs
you're-
break. It's just a matter of when.
if your dog breaks
absolutely.
though, Phil, would you call the shot if it was that close to geese?
No.
And that's I think
No.
more what we're trying to get at, right? Like dogs
Yeah.
break, but
Like the times that Thor has broken, and like he's at the age now where I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's 9.5. He's buddy. You just go pick up the chicken.
Yeah. No.
But the times that he breaks though, like, and generally anytime like we've shot geese, like they're not like what was seen in that video where those birds are like literally feet down. Like these birds are coming in and they're still, X number of feet up in the air.
Yeah.
And it's not until I've yelled out, kill him.
Mm.
And then we jump up and we're shooting him out of the air. Usually at that point is when he fucks off. It's not like he sees the birds and he gone.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
not until we physically have started to shoot. Like birds are raining down to catch the fuckers out of the sky. God bless his soul.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm not foolish enough to say that my dog will never break, because I know that's the probability of it is way too high. What I'm talking about is if you are 100% just oblivious that your dog is breaking and you're still shooting, you're shooting over the dog, like you have no, like you just don't care that the dog is out in the field. Like I've hunted with a ton of people. As soon as that first shot goes, the dog goes, and someone will go and someone will say dog is out, and then nobody shoots. That there I can get. It's still not perfect, but I can understand it and I can deal with it.
Some people need to put the fucking gun down and pick up the remote.
Yeah.
I've seen a few guys where, those corkscrew, to tie a dog off.
Yeah.
They have one of those. They
Coyotes,
bring them with them.
Yeah.
You screw it in, and then you have like 2 foot of weaved paracord with a latch on it.
Yeah.
You put that, you attach that to your dog, and that's what I'd seen a couple guys do.
Yeah. I've seen that. And I've seen fellas sort of just kind of
who
put
is
a
it?
lock under.
There's a guy that makes gun dog outdoors. What's the fucking guy? What's his name?
Yes. Yep.
Lang Bell.
Yep.
The fuck's his first name?
Make face like him.
Fucking Lang Bell. Fuck. Whatever. He makes like a fucking quick release dog thing for like dogs that break. And yeah, it's like a 2 foot tether, and you just fucking pull this one little cord and away Fido goes.
Away Fido goes. I know our 4 plans for opener. But I'm wondering if everybody else is starting to put their plan together. We had talked about another guy joining us, and I still remember his responses. It's a little early, isn't it? And I'm like, no, it is not early. The local place that I go, it's already. So I've reserved our blinds, and there was people a good 2 weeks in there before I put ours up. So I wouldn't say it's too early. And I'm curious if there's a lot of people out there that's starting to, think about it, think about their opening day, who they're hunting with, where they're hunting, and if they're going to start doing the work on their hide and on their blind to get ready.
Opening day is a religious holiday.
It is very much so. I asked one friend of ours if he was interested in joining us, and he said no. He was like, opening day is always my wife and I, and she decides where we go. And I'm like, that's fucking pretty cool. Every year. He said every year for past, you don't know how many years. But opening morning is him and his wife decides where they go. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. My wife actually agreed to go on a hunt this year. Nice. I said, why won't you go on a hunt? Like the kids love it. I love it. The whole family can get involved. And she's like, I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. for this. I'm like, oh, well, we can hunt in the afternoon. Oh, okay, let's go.
There you go.
Or it could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. It might be my peace gone. I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
Well, then you know what? Like, if she's an asshole, you just don't invite her. Just say, you know what? You don't work with the crew. Yeah. The crew don't. It's not me, baby. It's the crew.
Isn't that why layout boats were invented, so you're 10 feet away from each other?
Yeah, absolutely.
I took Josette out for turkey this year, eh?
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I took her out for a morning hunt, which was I wanted to take her for the morning hunt so she experienced everything waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
More than anything, and it was early and it wasn't overly warm, but it wasn't freezing cold. It wasn't -5 or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it was really early. It was like 3 a.m. We got up for 10 after 3. But so that was the one and only time she'll probably ever go.
So my wife would go, but every time a bird came by, she would jump up out of the blind to scare it away. So that's why she'll never join me on it, because she would on purpose try to scare the birds away. And then
not cool, Trish.
No, not cool at all.
Jesus, Trish.
Shame. Well, boys, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. This was a good episode to get everything out. There's a bunch of information that we wanted to get out, and hopefully people are listening and they get the information that they're looking for.
Let's just be honest. Damien's trying to end this episode because it's Wednesday, July, whatever the hell day, and the Montreal Canadiens play tonight.
No, actually, I have no desire to watch.
The Stanley Cup might get handed out tonight, and Damien wants to see that.
It is going to get handed out tonight.
Well, let's go off on this now. So I despise the Montreal Canadiens, but the mayor of Tampa yesterday, I almost want to see Montreal win just so the mayor of Tampa takes some flack for what she said. Did you see what she said yesterday? So yesterday in Tampa, not yesterday, the day before. So for game 4, right? Yeah. So for game 4, at a press conference in Tampa, she said, what I would like to see is the Lightning to take it easy on the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Maybe let them win so that the Lightning can come back to Tampa and win at the Amalie Arena. And I thought to myself, lady, you have no idea about hockey, because all it takes is for you to take your foot off the gas for a second and a series can change just like that.
Yeah, just ask the Leafs.
Exactly. Well, the Leafs didn't even show up for game 7 though. Like they just jumped out of the car on game 7. They weren't even driving. But
my favorite statistic is that Montreal is 3 games away from a reverse sweep of the Tampa Bay Lightning to win. Like when they posted that, there's a picture of Carey Price's head with it. Montreal is 3 games away from a reverse sweep, and it's just like, you're true there.
Tampa did put out a good tweet today. So the Montreal Canadiens, or Tampa replied to a tweet that Montreal done, and Montreal's Twitter account said, if the Stanley Cup gets handed out tonight, at least we'll still hold the record for most Stanley Cups in NHL history. And Tampa's reply was, sure, that's great. Your last one that you won was our first year in the league, and all the ones before that are old enough to be getting Social Security checks. So, and I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good jab too. So I like watching the teams go.
I love how the biggest mouths on the whole Montreal Tampa thing are the Leaf fans.
That's because they're cheering for Tampa Bay because that's the closest colors that they have to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they're doing all the trash talking, yet the Leafs haven't been around for like 3 series.
But as soon as Montreal put them out,
Yeah.
Toronto started cheering for fucking Vegas. They started
Everybody.
cheering for
Everybody.
anyone to beat Montreal, right?
Absolutely.
But really,
And
they should be proud. Like Toronto was put out by the team that came in second place. So
Absolutely, but it's no different
Easy.
than if
It ain't over yet. It's almost over.
but let's not kid ourselves. If Toronto beat Montreal, every Montreal fan would be anti-Leafs. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, but it's Montreal. No one cares.
I'm only anti-Leaf with fans who are assholes.
Yeah. So we've talked about how we're already planning our opening weekend, right?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Have you guys? I said we've already talked about how we've already started planning our opening weekend together
Yep.
for duck season. Have you guys set any goals for this season? Anything that you want to accomplish or do?
More
Yeah.
photos.
More photos?
More photos.
Yep. I am my goal this year is that my son gets bitten by the bug because he's still not yet, right?
Got to get him in a good duck hunt.
Yeah. Because the one
You know what you got to do?
uh,
You got to get a good duck hunt with me and Kobe there, where Kobe's shooting,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That-
So that's my goal. My goal is to get him bitten by the bug to the point that he's wanting to go every time, right? That's my goal. So I think it'd be pretty amazing to be able to say you're and I know you're doing it, Dave, but to say that your hunting partner is your son, that'd be pretty amazing. I've got, like I spend a lot of time with Mark hunting, and Mark's an awesome buddy to have in the hunt in the blind, but be able to say you got your son with you every time is pretty amazing too.
I'm looking forward to hunting with you guys this year.
Yeah, I do. So that is one thing. We really couldn't do it last year because of COVID, and a lot of people were a little bit sketchy on people coming and staying in their houses and stuff like that. And I get it, right? And I totally understand it. One thing I'd like to do is I'd like to travel around a little bit more. Like I'd like to get up to Dave's and go for a hunt. I'd like to come down with you, Phil, go for a hunt. Me and Mark get together a couple times of the year, usual. I'd like to go down, actually something that I do want us to try and put together, and that's a hunt to get down with Corey Baker and Andy Verco. I would love to go down and hunt with those guys and hang out for the weekend and shoot. So I not so much the camps and the business side of the hunts, more the just friends to go out and drink beer in the evening, get up and go shoot some birds in the morning. That's more what I'm hoping for this year. And there's no reason why that can't happen really this year, as long as everything stays the same. And you know what? Hopefully we get to go down east in November and do a hunt down east, because I think that could be fun too.
And Missouri.
Yeah. Are you going to Missouri?
Still got my deposit down.
Yeah. Okay.
See, it's all depending on this stupid quarantine shit when you get back, right?
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, if that's still in play, then yeah, it's a no-go. Yeah, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. I do have.
I'm double vaxxed now. I'm 5G.
So a buddy of mine just got back from Alabama, and he did not have to quarantine.
Yeah.
Vaccinations.
Oh, good.
Bird dogs. If anybody's from CBSA watching, turn off the fucking episode now. The bird dog smuggling that's gonna fucking occur.
I haven't tagged Bird Dog in a couple posts. I got to ensure we do that soon.
They are the unofficial sponsor of the
Very
Union
much so.
0430.
I wish that weekend. So when the border closed, we were actually down in the States, and they basically just told everyone to just start heading home now.
Yeah, get out.
So we got to the border there was a few vehicles that were all there together, and we got there first, and the Border Patrol just basically looked at us like they didn't even want to open the window or nothing. It was just go on through, right? Like, you're Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So I get across the border. First thing I do is text everyone else. One of the vehicles was like, I wonder how much alcohol I could get across without.
Yeah.
Like, we should have filled up on that bird dog.
Right?
Had the year supply.
Big time. So was it you, Mark, that said you could get it in Ottawa?
Yeah.
Have you found said place?
Yeah. How much do you guys want?
Well, if it's readily available,
How
I
much
just
they
need
got?
I just need a
You
bottle.
send me your wish list and I'll go to them with it.
Are you writing this down?
All of
Then-
it.
Yeah.
And I know right.
I will
Right
take
shit.
I will take 2 26ers of peach, 2 26ers of apple.
Yeah. No, we'll send you something tonight. That'll be. When am I going to see you again, anyways, Mark?
Aw, it's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Don't you guys have like some trees to cut or something?
Yeah.
We got a bridge or something to build.
Something to build, but Damien has some trees to cut.
Yeah. It's
Lessons in chainsawing.
big time. You're more than welcome to join us, Philly and Dave.
I don't know. Is my husky allowed?
Oh yeah.
You can bring it.
We don't judge.
You
We
don't
don't
need
judge,
it.
man.
I can bring it. I just can't take it out of the truck.
I know.
It's not the right orange and white.
A little too small, too.
Hey,
It's
and
more than ample.
more than ample.
It's more than
Leave
ample.
Dan out of this.
Leave
could go-
Dan Appleman out of this.
I could go borrow my father-in-law's steel. He's got that fucking monster with like a 20-inch bar on it.
Right?
Yeah. It was
You know
on that
what they
photo I
say
sent
about
you
big
guys.
bears.
No.
Okay, we're rambling on, and I'm sure nobody wants to
That's
listen
what we
to.
fucking do best.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear this shit. I can promise you that. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us and listening in to us ramble on for the last I'd say 60 minutes, very close on. Thank you so much. Please check out our sponsors, Vortex Canada and Real Geese, and even our good friends at Challenger Ammunition that I find we haven't been given a whole lot of love to, just because it's just been new with Real Geese and Vortex. But Challenger Ammunition, in our opinion, the best ammunition out there. Get in on that. Check them out. Check out our sponsors. All of these guys up here, guys and girls up here, check them out. Send them some love, and let them know that you just found out about them through us. It would be greatly appreciated. Again,
Start getting your ammo now.
yeah. So actually, yeah, go Dave.
Well, I just don't want to be the guy again this year that, man, I can't get ammo.
Yeah.
Do you have any extra? Well, yeah. I do, but
Yeah.
like, you can't be the same guy every weekend. Like, stock up now, boys.
Yeah.
Start patterning your guns. Get that ammo. Let's go.
Yeah.
This
Season's
is
coming.
where-
I stocked up 4 years ago.
See?
And I still
So-
got left.
So here's a bit of advice to new waterfowlers and such.
Yeah.
Run a surplus of ammo.
Yeah.
Not like stupid excessive,
Right.
but run a surplus. Like
Yep.
downstairs, I probably got two flats worth of 12 gauge and 2 flats worth of 20.
I don't have that much. I've got a surplus, but not that much.
Can I give another piece of advice?
Mhm.
Target ammo is very cheap. If you learn to shoot better, you'll have more success with your ammo and you'll use less every time you're out. Just trying to throw that out there.
Bing, bong. The more
Yep.
you know. Rainbows.
If you haven't thought about that, it's just,
No,
Or
it's very
shoot-
really good point. And there is an ammo shortage down in the States, so I don't know how that affects us up here in Canada. Like Phil's using Kent, we're using, like, I haven't been told about any shortages with Challenger. Phil, no shortages with Kent, not that you're
I
aware of,
know-
anyways.
Well, I haven't been to the warehouse in quite some time.
Okay.
But I know like they're not at what they normally would be.
Okay.
Like not there's like a crazy shortage, but
right.
again, like there's still a slight backlog on things.
Okay. Okay.
But Like I've still been into some of my local sporting goods stores, and there's
We're still good.
steel, there's
Yep.
bismuth, there's other non-tox alternatives and stuff. Like the ammo is there. Like again,
Yep.
like we're not nearly in the same sort of state as the U.S.
Right.
We're slightly more civilized, but yeah.
But it's also too like a lot of that ammo is just left over from last year,
Mm-hmm.
and
still
so
goes bang.
it still
Yeah.
goes bang. But like, just because your favorite ammo isn't in your gun shop right now, just wait like maybe a month, 2 weeks before season starts. That's when they'll bring it all in and get ready for hunting season again. Like remember right before turkey season, I can't get turkey ammo, and then 2 weeks before season, the stocks are back on the shelves, and people are like, oh, well, flipped out for nothing. So
Yeah.
Right.
just be aware that don't flip out.
And that's good advice, because we see it. Like there's always a bunch of people that do it, right? Like they don't rig their decoys before, they don't pull them out of the bags, they don't stock up on their ammo, they don't buy their bird stamp, they don't, the people leave it to the last minute. And I get it. Some people are busy, and maybe some people aren't so fanatical about it as what we are. Is fanatical a word? Either way, I just made it up.
Like they say, procrastination's like masturbation. It seems like a good idea at the time, but in the end, you're really only fucking yourself.
Oh boy. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we're going to call it. That is episode 56, Words to Live By, from the one and only Philly. Big love, everybody. Thanks for listening in. Until next week.